So you know that the Zionists and Israel has a problem with TikTok because people are seeing the truth about what Israel's doing in Gaza, and so they want to shut it down. In fact, Mersheimer talks about it here.
Wait, James, is what's his name? Larry Ellison, the guy who's really been getting the data this whole time? Did I learn that from you?
Larry Ellison. Well, his son just bought Paramount.
Okay, well let's hold on.
One of the principal reasons that
okay, ready?
This is one of the principal.
Can you put it up?
This is one of the principal reasons that the lobby is committed to shutting down TikTok. TikTok runs all sorts of videos that portray the Israelis acting towards the Palestinians in barbaric ways. And when young people see these videos on TikTok, they obviously become remarkably sympathetic to the Palestinians, and they think badly, to put it mildly, of the Israelis. So the lobby would like to shut down TikTok. And the problem is that in the age of social media, there are just real limits to what you can do. And this is going to cause Israel huge problems moving forward. This is not the old world that I grew up in, where the mainstream media was all you had.
So this is the head of the ADL, and he got caught telling the truth about why they have to get rid of. So remember, they said they wanted to ban TikTok because Chinese are going to be spying on us. That's not right. Again, they want to ban. It was always this, and here he's going to reveal to you why they have to get rid of TikTok. And he says, I also want to point out.
We have a major generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States' support for Israel is not left and right. It is young and old. And the numbers of young people who think that Hamas's, massacre was justified is shockingly and terrifyingly high. And so we really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us Taglit, the same brains that gave us all these other amazing innovations, need to put our energy toward this, fast. Because again, we've been chasing this left-right divide. It's the wrong game. The real game is the next generation, and the Hamas and their accomplices, the useful idiots in the West, are falling in line in ways that are terrifying. Last thing I'll just say, we saw a dramatic change in the language of the activists here in America on October the 8th. The language of groups that we've long tracked, who've long been problematic, like Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voices for Peace. They flicked like this.
Jewish Voices for Peace. They're a big problem organization. They're big. We've tracked them.
Rhetoric about peace.
Yeah.
And went to Iranian propaganda. The language I could show you from their toolkits are in their groups. We saw this again on October the 8th. It was that fast. The language in their toolkits, all about the Zionist entity and the language that we recognized from Iranian propaganda.
Okay, so there he is saying it's all TikTok's fault. We got to get rid of TikTok. Here's Nikki Haley.
We really do need to ban TikTok once and for all. And let me tell you why. For every 30 minutes that someone watches TikTok, every day, they become 17% more anti-Semitic, more pro-Hamas based on doing that.
So that's why yeah. Yeah. So
that data is from a Zionist research group.
That's from
Rutgers.
Right. And so what have they so they're not going to ban TikTok. Turns out it doesn't look like they're going to ban TikTok because somebody's getting money somewhere, right? And TikTok's new hate speech manager is a former IDF soldier and proud Zionist. So that's how they're going to do it. They're just going to do it with straight. So they've been doing it with. I've been banned from TikTok at least 2 or 3 times, right, Misha? How many times? Can you talk into the microphone?
We are on our 3rd. You're on your 3rd TikTok.
I'm on my 3rd TikTok account.
I don't go.
Do they
on
ever
TikTok
tell you why
ever.
you're being banned?
They never tell you what. They just go.
They don't have to.
You broke our policy, and there's nobody to talk to at TikTok. At least at YouTube, I have someone to talk to. That's at least what I have. I still don't have any control, but at least somebody will give me an explanation about what I did. Here they won't. And so instead of getting rid of TikTok, which apparently they can't, or there's too much money involved in it to get rid of it, TikTok has hired a proud American Jewish former IDF soldier, Erica Mindel, as the new hate speech manager. Mindel's LinkedIn profile shows she entered the position of public policy manager, hate speech, in July. The position involves developing and driving the company's positions on hate speech. According to the job description, it involves spearheading long-term policy strategies regarding hate speech, monitoring online content, and advocating for the company's policy stances. And it specifically states that the position involves servicing as a subject matter expert on anti-Semitism and hate speech. So those are 2 bullshit things right now. Just so you know, anti-Semitism It's every oh my God, this the bagel I got was a little stale. What are you, anti-Semite? So that's what anti-Semitism is. No matter what. So any criticism of Israel's genocide right now, they call it anti-Semitism, right? So even if you want to do
Semites, by the way,
not non-violent protest against a genocide or against another country, that is now called anti-Semitic. And Donald Trump has said that's hate speech, and those people are protected class now. So he came in with his own new woke ideology. It's the Donald Trump, the woke right. And so the way they got rid of it is they're just going to censor the hell out of you, like they've been doing all along. But it's even worse now because they got an IDF person to be the official censor at TikTok.
Yeah.
It specifically states that the position involves serving as a subject matter expert on anti-Semitism and hate speech. Hate speech is the most garbage term in the world. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm allowed to hate stuff. I get to hate whatever I want. So this is all fascism, right? This is all the fascism in internal and external meaning, and analyzing hate speech trends, focusing on anti-Semitic content. So there's just speech. One man's hate speech is another man's freedom fight, right? So you can't ban speech. You can't say this speech is hateful. It's all those are thought crimes, and that's the kind of stuff that we've been warned about from George Orwell to Aldous Huxley to everybody. So now they're controlling your thoughts. When someone says hate speech, that's not, those are, we want to, so if someone says I'm for free speech, except for, stuff I don't like, then you're not for free speech.
It's like free credit report when you were like, hey, this isn't free. Well, it's not like free.
It's not free. Her previous role from 22 to 25 was the contractor for the U.S. State Department during the Biden administration. Really? She worked for Deborah Lipstadt, the special envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism. Prior to that, she spent 2 years at the American Jewish Committee, AJC, as the assistant director of program development. On her LinkedIn, she says she was responsible for developing and managing high-level advocacy and policy delegations to Israel for political, press, media, religious, and civic and academic thought leaders. During the AJC video in 2023, she explained that she was raised as a traditional and conservative Jew and took a 10-month gap program in Israel after she graduated from college. She spoke on how during her first month at the university, a BDS motion, that is I always can't remember, that
boycott,
is divestment and sanction motion, people want to boycott products from Israel, was brought, and she dedicated herself wholeheartedly to combating it. She spoke on how she realized how passionate her Zionist identity was during the 2014's Operation Protective Edge. I knew the well-being of Jews worldwide and the security of Israel would be issues of lifelong importance to me. After graduating from the university, she made Aliyah, and I don't know what that means.
Aliyah means you become an Israeli citizen.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
It
means like higher.
So she attained the position of a Jewish citizen and joined the IDF, where she spent 2.5 years as a Madrikat Shirian, an instructor in the Armored Corps. For many, this may seem like a contradiction, she noted, adding that it could seem strange that a woman who identifies as liberal and progressive is also a Zionist, so committed as to join the IDF. But she said that for her, these two identities go hand in hand.
Yeah, the fascist. The Zionist Fascist Party was the original name of it.
Scratch a liberal, and there's a fascist underneath. Eric Fingerhut, that's the real name.
Finger the Hut.
President and CEO of the Jewish Federations of North America, said in March 2024 that TikTok has helped fuel a horrific spike in anti-Semitism that our communities are feeling every day, and it's time to take action. Saying that anti-Semitism is on the rise is like saying that, anti-Nazism was on the rise in the 40s, right? Yeah. It's like it doesn't come out of nowhere.
They're feeling it from their kids because, by the way, when he said Greenblatt, that piece of garbage, when he goes, well, we need more stuff like Tagli, that weird word he said, that's called birthright. That's the birth. My ex-girlfriend did that. They send American Jewish kids on a trip to Israel and they call it birthright. Okay. And then they try to get you laid with another Jewish kid because it's like a Nazi eugenic breeding program. My girl told me all about it.
No, not just that, Kurt. They purposely put these like hot IDF soldiers, both male and female, inject them into the group. Hopefully they fall in love with one of these people and then move to Israel.
She told me all about this. And because that thing of being liberal, but the fascist state of fucking Israel doesn't compute, my girl got mad because they had these SNEIS police, they're called, who instead of sending hot Israelis, they were sending these people to tell the girls they look too slutty. So she got all up in her liberal feelings. Like, don't tell, even though she's very Zionist, she didn't succumb to it because they screwed up at the time. But now that's where you hear the bullshit that they love gay people, right? They love gays, we support gays. And Russell and Keaton showed that piece of garbage Destiny took a trip to Israel to tell the IDF to stop putting their crimes on TikTok. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's how evil Destiny is. He took a job to go, and for God's sake, when you torture and kill people, don't put it on TikTok. I mean, he's straight up saying shit like that.
Well, Eric Fingerhut, I think his original name was Eric Finger Pizza Hut, which I love. Finger Pizza Huts. Those are nice, right? They're much smaller pieces of pizza at the Finger Hut. Meet TikTok's new Zionist censorship czar, Erica Mendel. She's former IDF instructor, now employed to run TikTok's hate speech enforcement. The head of the ADL previously said Israel has a TikTok problem. Now a devout Zionist can censor the platform. And there she is.
She'll be a good girl and do what she's told to.
And there she is on Faces of American Jewry. TikTok updated its guidelines 15 days after hiring a former IDF soldier and proud Zionist to fight anti-Semitism. Calling the IDF terrorists now violates community guidelines. They also changed all racial supremacy as hate speech to only white supremacy.
Now that's telling, Jimmy. That's a bit telling. That kind of gives away your deal.
On the left, so these are the previous guidelines, and on the right are the updated guidelines. So the previous guideline says portraying protected groups as inherently dangerous, such as calling them criminals or terrorists. Over here, protected attributes mean personal characteristics that you are either born with or immutable, or it would cause severe psychological harm if you were forced to change them or were attacked because of them. This includes caste, ethnicity, national origin.
What if I'm Palestinian, bitch?
And so before, you could portraying any hateful ideology, including claiming supremacy over a protected group, such as a racial supremacy. But now it says claims of supremacy over protected groups, such as white supremacy, not racial supremacy, just white. So they're changing it already. And of course, as you were talking about, Israel soldiers deployed in Gaza post their abuses on social media. And they were told not to do this now. Israel soldiers told not to publish war videos as some flee vacations, because a guy went on vacation. Where was he on vacation at? In Brazil. And they tried to arrest him for his war crimes that he had posted on TikTok while he was on vacation in Brazil. They're like, hey, this is a war criminal. So that's what...
you know they're going to Argentina now. Do you know that, Jimmy? They're fleeing to Argentina?
Yes, of course they are. A holidaying Israeli soldier was forced to flee Brazil after a judge ordered an investigation into his war crime conduct in Gaza. It's just one case in a growing list where Israel soldiers have been tracked down on vacation and threatened with arrest.
That's great. In fact, is there a hotline I can call to report a suspected IDF war criminal? Well, I guess America, nothing will happen to them here, but
no.
Well, that's great.
So
that is great.
So if you'd like to hear me make jokes about this, you can come see me in Rutherford, New Jersey, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Chicago, Louisville, Kentucky, and Fort Wayne, Indiana. Of course, that's who's running the pop. I mean, it's like yeah.
I'm prejudiced against Muslims and Arabs. I can't be clear about that. My natural state as a good person is to be prejudiced against Arabs. And so understand, I was prejudiced towards Israel my whole life. The fact that I'm calling it out means Israel is despicable what they did. Because, I remember the good old days when I was like, oh, it's the Muslims. But a funny thing happened over 20 years where them having one rule of not drawing their guy doesn't seem so bad compared to what we've had for the last 20 years, which is don't say anything about anything. You know? I owe the Muslims an apology, actually.
Okay.
So I actually did a story on TikTok, just this exact story of just saying, hey, this lady got hired to run the content moderation at TikTok. And then I get a call from my friend who she knows very well connected with the high up people. And she said,
at TikTok?
Yeah. And she says, hey, by the way, I saw your post. They're going through right now and they're doing like a full scan of people who are large accounts posting about Israel, Palestine. I'd probably take that down right now because they're going through and sweeping the whole thing. And she's like, some people are getting perma-banned. Because at that point, I had just got my account unbanned from the previous ban for saying that Alexis Wilkins, Kash Patel's girlfriend, might be, honeypotting him. So then that video got like 500,000 views within a few hours. And then I wake up the next day, boom, account banned. And so I'm tying those together. And then she got in touch with people, worked really hard to get my account unbanned. And then, so this is like 2 days later, I did this video. She's like, they're going through right now and they're just banning people.
So do you still have your TikTok as of now?
Yeah.
Did you take that post down?
I took it down.
Oh, look, so that worked.
It worked.
So it worked. They got you to self-censor.
I know. And even though it was just a story, it wasn't even, I was just saying, hey, by the way, this lady is now hired. That is apparently against their guidelines, just saying, hey, so-and-so works there. It wasn't even like, I'm not using any kind of strong language like, you're using right now, Kurt. I was just saying, hey, by the way, this lady is fired. She made Aliyah, blah, blah, blah.
Well, our TikTok account was doing well, right, Misha?
Yeah, we were almost at the point where we could.
Somebody accused me of anti-Semitism. I mean, I guess you can, but it don't work. Number one, I receive anti-Semitism for many years because people think I'm Jewish a lot.
Me too.
And I'm from New York, dude. I mean, I've been knee deep in curly ass Bible pussy for 20 years. Ain't nobody can tell me I don't go to Jews. Okay. Like I said, if I'm not with you, that's your fault. That's not my fault. I don't debate anybody. I want you to convince me that what I saw with my eyes is wrong. That's what I want you to be right. If you're so Zionist, make me not see the awful shit I've seen for the last 2 years. Please do that for me.
Okay, over to Steph.
All right. So this is interesting. Conspiriality says Costco is very Israel friendly. So is Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Google, Alphabet, ... All right. On my_war, nothing reinforces the fact that the U.S. is $37 trillion in debt than asking foreign dignitaries to grab a cottage gymnasium in Alaska. Thank you.
Okay.
It's Alaska. That's on Russian journalists. I've been to Alaska. I know how it is. It's surprisingly not up to what you would think.
Yes. It's like they built Alaskan cities about in the late 70s, and they haven't touched them since. It's like
Look, pretend you're in the old Soviet Union. You went to Siberia. It's
Yeah.
really fun, you know?
Yeah.